Welcome to the show. You are one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. Make sure you bookmark that site, westhesportsguy.com, for all of the weekly reviews in the NFL, NBA, baseball offseason. You got hockey as well, all that good stuff. Make sure you bookmark westhesportsguy.com. And as always, use that hashtag one-on-one-Wes to participate in the weekly conversations on various social media platforms. You can find it all there at westhesportsguy.com. Time for the segment that believes this douchebag politician farted on national television.
The evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election. And the complaint that I've heard...
Do you remember?
You remember?
Do you remember the times on westhesportsguy.com and various columns that I've written about Colin Kaepernick, and also on this channel that I've discussed various points in time in this channel's history about Colin Kaepernick? And the one overriding theme that I've always said about him is that really the ball is in his court. Does he ultimately want to play football? Does he want to play football? That's what it boils down to. In the beginning, he kneeled during the national anthem as a protest. But I will let Colin explain himself, I should say, as to why he decided to kneel and what it was specifically for.
Can you, Colin, should sit? Will you continue to sit?
Yes, I'll continue to sit. I'm going to continue to stand with the people that are being oppressed. To me, this is something that has to change. And when there's significant change, and I feel like that flag represents what it's supposed to represent, and this country is representing people the way that it's supposed to, I'll stand.
Specifically, what would you like to see change in order for you to stand?
There's a lot of things that need to change. One specifically is police brutality. There's people being murdered unjustly and not being held accountable. Cops are getting paid leave for killing people. That's not right. That's not right by anyone's standards.
So in his mind, he's kneeling in protest of what he believes the flag stands for. That's what he did. And that was his right to do so. He went about it in a completely wrong way, in my opinion. As with a lot of other people's opinions, they believe he did it in the right way to bring about change, as he calls it. Never really got the specifics on what kind of change he was looking for. Obviously, he's protesting police brutality. And I will say this first and foremost before I continue. Of course, we all do not want to see police officers beating, killing innocent civilians for no reason whatsoever. That being said, not all police officers are bad. There are bad ones that need to be rooted out, and most of the time they are rooted out. Either they are fired, or they are both fired and then criminally prosecuted for doing things that are against the law. It does happen occasionally where a police officer will act unwarranted to a citizen, and yes, justice should be served in those circumstances if the evidence supports that. That's the key here. The evidence. Does it support that or not? We do have a system in place that will prosecute those that kill others in society. But does Colin believe that is a just system? I have no idea. You have to ask him. But this isn't really all about Colin Kaepernick. This is more about the narrative. And what is it really that he's after here? I showed you a piece about when he first started this protest, but this past weekend, leading up to it, with his workout that was being organized originally by the National Football League, he was filing a grievance with the National Football League about a year and a half ago, along with a former teammate of his, Eric Reed, that they were being suppressed from finding a job in the NFL, that the NFL was blackballing him and his former teammate, Eric Reed, which I will say Eric Reed found a job well before Colin Kaepernick did, but that's because Eric Reed plays a different position, and it's also that Eric Reed is not a quarterback, the most important position in sports. I digress. But going forward with that grievance, they did settle. They got a reported sum of about almost $10 million out of that settlement from the NFL that essentially found no evidence of being blackballed by the NFL to Colin Kaepernick and to Eric Reed. But ever since then, the question has always remained, why hasn't a team signed Colin Kaepernick to at least be the team's backup? Surely he's better than most backups in the NFL. I mean, this guy did take a team to a Super Bowl not too long ago, and he was also widely acclaimed to be a game changer in the league. I'm wearing a jacket and a hat of the team that he was playing for. I did root for the guy. He was the quarterback for this team. What changed? What really changed? Well, looking at it statistically, yeah, Colin Kaepernick was not the worst quarterback in the league his last couple years with the 49ers. In fact, he was probably above average than most quarterbacks in the NFL at that time. But looking at his skill set, what is his skill set? His skill set is the read option. He is a very mobile quarterback, but he also does have a very good throwing arm. The strength has always been there. He's always been touted as a guy that could have been a major league pitcher if he wasn't an NFL quarterback. The problem with him was his decision making, his choices, and his reads when he's in the pocket. And when he's under pressure, he decides to scramble first and then decides to make a play on the fly that mostly doesn't work a lot of times. His other problem has been accuracy. He is not an accurate quarterback, and you need to be accurate with a strong arm. I'm only making this comparison because of the skill set. Michael Vick, in the beginning of his career, he admitted it himself. He did not put in the time and the effort to become an elite quarterback. Of course, we all know about the dogfighting incident, but I'm not bringing that up in comparison to Kaepernick. It's only the skill set. But after Michael Vick left football for about 2 years, came back, reinvented himself as a much better pocket passer, not just the scrambler, even though he was still an elite mobile quarterback at the time, but he improved his game overall. He put in the time and effort in the film room, in the meetings, preparation, all that stuff. He became a very good quarterback towards the end of his career. Colin Kaepernick, yes, he hasn't gotten that opportunity, but I ask again, does he want to play football? Going into last weekend, the NFL, just before the week started ramping up, it was about Monday or Tuesday before last weekend, the NFL had organized a workout for Colin Kaepernick to where all 32 teams were going to get the footage of the workout. It was going to be a very nice, clean, well put together workout for Colin Kaepernick. Organized, again, I say, by the NFL. The NFL was going to help him. So what does Colin Kaepernick do? At the very last minute on a Friday, him and his representatives decide, no, we want to have the media there to cover the workout. NFL says, no, this is strictly just a private workout. All 32 teams are going to get the workout video. We're not trying to hide anything. All teams are going to get the video. It's not enough for Colin Kaepernick. He wants to have the media availability. He wants to, as he puts it, transparency. But he also wants to have his own crew videoing the workout, not just with the NFL. NFL was not going to agree to those terms. So what does Colin Kaepernick decide to do? At the last minute, on Saturday, the day of the workout, it was supposed to be at the Atlanta Falcons facility in Atlanta, Georgia. He decides to hold his own private workout at a high school some distance away. So how many teams ended up showing up for his own private workout? Half a dozen. That's it. 6. 6 teams out of what would have been all 32 would have seen this workout. Sure, you videoed it yourself. Regardless of you sending that workout tape to all 32 teams rather than the NFL doing it, do you really think those teams are going to consider looking at the footage, the way you conducted yourself going into the workout when all 32 teams are going to be there regardless? I ask again, at any other time for a job interview, consider this to be a job interview. I know it's football, but consider this. In a job interview, you're going in, you're about to be interviewed by the possible future boss of yours. All of a sudden you demand that you want to have it done at this time at the last minute when you're supposed to have it at noon. You decide, nope, we got to push it back to 3 o'clock. I can't do noon. Well, it'd be hard for them to oblige. If they can, great, but it's going to be impossible for them to do it at the last minute like that when you're about to interview at 12 o'clock.
Let me start by saying I appreciate y'all coming out. That means a lot to me. Our biggest thing with everything today was making sure we had transparency in what went on. We weren't getting that elsewhere, so we came out here. It's important that y'all are here. Y'all been attacked for the last 3 years. Y'all continue to be attacked. We appreciate what y'all do. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate the work you do for the people and telling the truth. That's what we want in everything. I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why I came out here and showed it today in front of everybody. We have nothing to hide. So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running. Stop running from the truth. Stop running from the people. We're out here. We're ready to play. We're ready to go anywhere. My agent Jeff Nally is ready to talk to any team. I'll interview with any team at any time. I've been ready. I'm staying ready. And I'll continue to be ready. And to all the people that came out here today to support, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. To the people that aren't here, I'm thinking of you. I appreciate you supporting from where you are. We'll continue to give you updates as we hear. We'll be waiting to hear from Roger Goodell, the NFL, the 32 teams. We'll let you know if we hear from them. Ball's in their court. We're ready to go.
Again, this is not for Colin. This is not a video specifically for him. I've said my piece. But this is for you, the rational person. Honestly, look at this. Look at the whole thing in general. And please ask yourself, does he really want to play football? Is this a guy that sincerely wants to get back into the league and put in the work, the time, and the effort to be an NFL quarterback? Time for my feel-good story of the week, and this comes from Jonathan Jones.
Okay, they're all yours. Let's see what it does. So what do you think then? Look pretty cool? That is awesome. Hey, come here. Come here, dude. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Mom, you gotta get in there too. That is so awesome. I told you it's gonna be a little emotional. Hey, now that just tells you how beautiful the world you have. God and I got to see it for the first time, right? So be happy, be appreciative of it. All right? That is so cool.
Colors on that periodic table.
John, when I touched them, don't you want to touch them? I wanted to touch every color.
And I salute you, Jonathan, and your principal for letting you borrow those glasses. The GoFundMe page, quick sign up from the video that you didn't see in there. There was a GoFundMe page set up for Jonathan to get a pair of those glasses that were estimated about $350 from what the GoFundMe page said. As of this video, that's raised well over $10,000, so that just shows you the amazing human spirit and generosity that we have in making large donations like that, even for something so small. But most, or I shouldn't say most, the rest of that money that doesn't pay for Jonathan's glasses is going to go to an organization that does help afford and purchase those types of glasses for others that can't, that have severe color blindness and really just can't see color whatsoever. So I once again salute you, Jonathan, and your principal for letting you be able to see the world that you live in. And it is a beautiful place. And yes, you can get down in the dumps sometimes about it, but once it is opened up to you, it is just an amazing realm of possibilities. And that is just another feel-good story for you this week. Thank you for tuning in. As always, make sure you go to westhesportsguy.com. Use that hashtag #1on1wes. Until then, I will see you next time.